Hi, I'm Helena, and welcome to this special edition of Multiple Sclerosis Breaking It Down, a podcast by the MS Trust. We are a charity for people affected by MS in the UK. We're here to help you making sense of MS. This podcast today is going to be a little bit different, just because we wanted to do a little summarising of MS Awareness Week, which has just happened. So I got a guest that hasn't been on the podcast before, which is Erika, who is from our fundraising team. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks very much.
It's been busy times.
It's been really busy. We've just had our annual conference for the health professionals, so that's an amazing learning experience, sharing knowledge, lots of different seminars. They go away with so much from it. It's a really exciting time, but it's very full on, intensive for everyone involved in the MS Trust. But we get so much from it. And then we've also had the London Marathon.
Oh yeah,
biggest fundraiser going there for, it's huge for us. We had a great team and everything, and it was really exciting, brilliant to be there on the day. Another thing that pretty much all the organisation get behind.
Yeah.
So that was exciting. And then of course MS Awareness Week, literally following London Marathon.
Yeah.
So it's exciting, busy, all go. Massive momentum at the moment.
Yeah, that's it. We haven't stopped running, really.
No, I know. It feels like a marathon going on here.
Yes, it's it. And we're not quite at the goal yet. No.
Okay.
So this year for MS Awareness Week, we are working together with a bunch of MS organisations, and we've been focusing a lot on mental health. And we at the MS Trust, we did a recent survey, which we talked to over 2,000 people living with MS. And it revealed that about 56% of people with MS feel that MS negatively impacts on mental health. And the survey also revealed that the burden of living with certain symptoms is a driving factor behind the declining emotional well-being.
I can understand that.
Yeah. And in particular, people found that fatigue, walking difficulties, and bladder and bowel problems created considerably anxiety and consequently a decline in mental health, which makes sense. We do get a lot of inquiries about this. We see a lot of searches on the website about this. It certainly is like top kind of three topics that get talked about. We've tried during this week to cover all these issues in videos, podcasts and blogs during the week. It's been exciting to see it all go up. And to really get people talking about these issues and hopefully get people with MS some ideas on how to maybe tackle it if you are struggling with this, and who to talk to.
I think talking is the biggest thing. We keep seeing things about mental health, reading about it, seeing about it, and within the organisation ourselves, it's the idea of talking. I think that's the big overarching thing that keeps them coming out, having the conversation around mental health. And also, if you've got specific things that are coming up in your life that you're struggling with, just having a talk with someone can really help. I think we've seen that with the inquiries line. I mean, February they had over 400 inquiries. It was just a massive month for them, and it's good. We need to have that conversation, and also they're there for that private, confidential chat where it doesn't have to be someone that you know and that you have a relationship with. You can talk to a complete stranger, but just be able to voice those concerns. Yeah. And it's just so invaluable. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we do think, talking, and we see, people talking more about it as well, which is exciting. Yeah, we see lots of people commenting on social media. People have done the videos saying, how does MS make me feel? There is I think since I started at the MS Trust, it's certainly become much more talked about, which is a good thing.
I think we're getting more and more open about it, which is good, because you need that conversation going around, and it means that if you're in the thick of it and you're really struggling and you can't voice it, if you can see other people voicing it, you just don't feel as isolated. Yeah. And I think that's the thing, because we've all had times where we felt completely, oh my goodness, life is just so overwhelming, and it can be hard to actually then reach out. But if you can see that, it's not just me, I'm not on my own, or there's someone else in this position or in a worse position or whatever, they've gone through it, they've got to the other side, or that helps, I think.
It does. And I feel like as an organisation, the MS Trust has been really good to talk about mental health, like not just outwards to the world, to people with MS, but like for us people who work here as well.
Yeah, very supportive,
which has been a big shift, I think, in the last few years. Do you find, as a fundraiser, that do you feel passionate about mental health as well?
Yeah, and I think actually we're quite fortunate in the fundraising side of things. We have really lovely conversations with people, and we get little boosts every day just by hearing what people are doing, taking on the stories, and being able to thank people as well. It's just so important. It's so lovely to be able to do. You become involved in the journey with people, and so much of fundraising can be that it's someone from they've found us early in their diagnosis, and you sort of go along the fundraising journey, but also sometimes you're going along with their MS journey too, because their fundraising might sometimes be a way of them announcing their MS as well. It's like they're coming out of like, this is it, this is what's happening with my life. And also it could be families, the support network coming in as well. Hugely important again for mental health is that having that support network. And all the online communities, it is amazing. So it's interesting to see the journeys from different angles, and we're just like a small part in that. But it's nice to kind of be a part of it, and then at the end, the best thing is just being able to say thank you very much, and that's so huge. And one thing I've really taken away from it is the gratitude is huge for your mental health. That's a really good. I've been reading a lot of research around it, and having gratitude practice in your life really actually is so supportive for the brain, for like neural pathways, and just improving positive thinking, your mood is just improved just by giving thanks, and receiving thanks as well. It's a two-way street, and I think in the organisation we're always trying to say thank you for people, because it's such a collaborative. When you're in a small team, it's very collaborative, but we have to say thank you every day, because we could not be here and do what we are doing without our supporters, without people, our listeners, everyone that's involved. It's like, it's not just us in the office, it's everyone who has any small connection with the MS Trust is making a difference. And it's all the cogs turning together. But we just have to keep saying thank you, because literally it can't happen without everyone else. We don't have any government funding. We have no NHS funding. It's all the supporters that are really making this a huge impact on making people's lives with MS far better. Like, it's impactful. It's right now, so we can talk about mental health being a big thing right now. Because we are focused on what's happening right now with people, and listening as well as to what are the issues. And that's why we focus on certain things during MS Awareness Week. So because we've listened to what it is that right now is the concern, I suppose, or being talked about. What's the conversation, the key things that there's so many. We'd love to do everything, and that's the thing. You'd love to do everything, but we're trying to hone in where we can on certain things at the right time, hopefully. But always thanking, and I think that's a big thing that I love about what I do in fundraising, is being able to say thank you and pointing out the difference that it makes for people that have fundraised, the impact that they are making for others. And again, by giving that, I can see that it really either motivates someone to cross the finish line, or it just really enthuses them to think, wow, what I did, it was really worth getting up at whatever o'clock and training through winter to run the London Marathon. But then also things with like Miles for MS. You've done Miles for MS, and it's just such a lovely event where you can choose your own challenge, where we've had people who've gone to the supermarket and walked around the supermarket every day. Just then it's like it's a social thing.
Yeah,
They became really connected with everyone that was involved in the supermarket.
Then the staff at the supermarket come and help them, and
there's a
at
massive
the
big
end,
award. So like at the end, they had like flowers and everything for them.
Yeah.
And that was wonderful. And then some people, it's just like walking to the post box and back, and walking around the garden, and just because also it's getting out in nature. Another big thing for mental health, and I think Miles for MS is a really nice way of supporting that. We've seen some beautiful scenery as well of people where they've got out to, and what they've experienced and things, and taking people along with them for the journey. Yeah. So there's lots of different benefits, I think. Obviously, I'm going to say that I'm a fundraiser, but we do see it time and time again that there's so many benefits of getting involved and just in any small way, in your way. Yeah. Whether it is like a massive big thing like the London Marathon, but the thing is walking around the supermarket or walking back and forth down to the end of the garden, that's like running a marathon for some people. So it's all just looking at it in context of like your life, your situation, making it the challenge that for you. And people that know you and love you understand that, and that's why they see it as a fundraiser. Yeah, and I think taking from the supermarket, not to mention a specific supermarket, but that there are certain ones that have the slogans of every penny counts, or and I think that's the same. It doesn't matter really how small the challenge is; it still makes a big difference for us, doesn't it? When people take part. My son took part in Miles for MS last year, and I mean the support that he got were from our local parkrun community, and they came. We had a little finish line, and they came around and supported, and he loved it. He was buzzing for weeks afterwards, and he's taking part this year again. He's dragging me out. But it's brilliant just to sort of see, and I think a lot of that come from that gratitude of actually taking part in something and do good, feel good kind of thing. It's that momentum we're talking about of just like and that's the online community with those sorts of things as well, where even if it's just you, if you don't have people that can go with you, you're not on your own. There's another community out there that you can connect with that are doing the same kind of thing. And that's really important of being able to coming together. I think that's a big thing of not having that isolation and just because there's a few Facebook groups for fundraisers if they want to join us, aren't there? We've got the MS Trust fundraisers, but also with the Miles for MS, we also have like a little fundraising group for them as well. And there's like a running one. I mean, if we can, but I mean, there's I think the main I'd look on the MS Trust fundraisers group. If you're in the Miles for MS, we'll link you up with that one too. To sort of get people in touch with each other kind of thing. I think it's just nice as well, just keep it open so you can see what everyone else is up to. How people are approaching it. And because everyone's challenge is slightly different. Because we've had people cycling as well. You could do swimming, on tandem bikes or the hand cycles, all sorts of, it really is. However, I love the creativity with it, because some people get so kind of creative about what they're doing, and we're skipping ropes, and we have table tennis championships, and there's been all sorts of things. However, I think it's evolved outside of the original concept. I think that's it. But I love that. It's the fundraisers have taken it on in their own way and made it their own, and we love that. That's the idea, isn't it? Make it your own. I feel, having worked here for many years, and this year is a special year, isn't it, as well? It's actually our 30th birthday. It's a big one. So it's really exciting, and I think that's another thing people hopefully will take into that idea of, with Miles for MS, they might do 30 miles or do 3 miles a day, walking here, there, or everywhere, or you can utilise that theme, as it were. And we carried it through with because we love our garden parties and our celebrations, and we have some amazing coffee mornings and activities and things like that go along with our community fundraisers. And we went with the 30 parties. Oh, very clever. Yes, nice little play on that one with a nice little teacup. But to really enhance that idea of coming together, having conversations, really tying in with that idea of the mental health thing of that, it's that community side of things, and having conversations about MS, raising awareness. I think we all know that's a massive thing, because it can quite often be an invisible disability. We've discussed that a lot. So having conversations around a cup of tea, invite your friends along, turn it into a bit of a fundraiser. We're thinking you can easily, because it's the party idea. I mean, you could literally just have it as a few friends maybe at work, or you can make it a games night at home, which we'd love. Supper party, who doesn't love a supper party?
Oh, yes.
Cocktail party, there you go, for some.
That's all good, yes.
And then, or you could really go like full on, let's talk street party.
Yeah.
You know, make it a full on. I mean, there's going to be coronation parties
That's
going on,
true.
I'm sure.
That's true.
So that's a nice one you could do. So you could make it a huge big event, or something just very small and sophisticated. Or get the Barbie out in the summer. Because literally we're talking all year. I mean, it's 30th birthday year, so roll it on. So I'm including Christmas parties in there too now. It's too soon, I know.
Don't mention that one.
But yeah, it's any which way that I think people can come together, talk about MS, raise awareness, but also then raise the valuable funds that keep everything ticking over. And this is something where it's not active. So if you really aren't able to get out there, because Miles for MS is amazing, but it will be still too challenging for some people. So hopefully this is another way that you can get involved without it being active and so forth. But still, if you have the inclination to want to help raise some funds, it's a really great way to do that. So we've literally just launched it all. We launched it with the health professionals at conference. It's all very exciting because they are huge supporters of ours, as we are of them. So that was fun. So it's all just starting to kick off in amongst everything else, because why not do it all at
everything
the same
at
time?
once.
So it's fun. 30 parties, Miles for MS, that's all happening. Obviously, if you aren't if you're time conscious, like if you don't have the time, then simply £30 donation for 30th birthday. That kind of thing. Think of us as your friend that you would send them, check in the post, or
we like to think that we are your friend.
Yes, we do like to think of that. Well, you get to know people so well. But if there's any way that you could give, if you can donate £30 online, it's just at mstrust.org.uk/donate. Could you give £3 a month, that sort of thing, where it's for the 30th. I mean, if it's £30, fantastic. Whatever works for you, I suppose, in whichever vein. If you're able to support financially, fantastic, because we will in turn then put that in that sort of circular motion where we can support the NHS by putting MS nurses and advanced MS champions into the NHS. We can help fulfill those gaps where all the needs are, and also just make sure that inquiries line keeps ticking over, that there's someone there to answer the phone, that we can produce all the amazing content that answers the questions. So whether it's one-off donation, regular donation, or getting involved in some sort of activity, that's amazing. And if that is, because obviously it's a difficult time.
It's really difficult
and a big thing with mental health is the cost of living crisis at the moment. If it's just too much of an ask, then hearing your story is always really, really valuable for us. It's to really understand people who are living with MS right now, and also be able to they maybe pass that story on, because again, it's that sort of opening it out, having the conversation, so that people who are sitting at home in that situation realise, okay, there's someone else out there that's been through it. That's really important. Or volunteering. Skills that could be really, really useful, and time. I mean, that's it. There's always so much to do.
We're looking for lots of people to sort of help us in all kinds of roles. There's several on the website. I will pop all the links in our show notes, because you spoke about so many different events. And
There's always lots to do, and always lots happening. All the information. Let's leave it there. You can always contact fundraising at mstrust.org.uk, or give us a ring. It's 01462 476 700. I'm just checking the phone number to double check. It's option 2 for the fundraising team. But we're always here. It's lovely to talk to people. Yeah.
And I think, you mentioned about the NHS before as well. With the NHS being so swamped at the moment, our inquiry line is rocketing in questions just purely by that. So I think we like to think that we are helping the NHS, as we already mentioned about placing nurses and advanced MS champions. But so many people are struggling to get a hold of their MS nurse or to see if you had GP.
Just get a GP's appointment. A lot of people are struggling with that. And
that doesn't help the mental health either, does it?
I mean, if you're just sitting there on hold waiting for someone to answer phone to try and get through, it's just... anxiety can build in your mind, just of like, oh, what is it, what it could be and everything. So I think any support that we can give to reducing waiting times, to making sure that there's someone there at the end of the phone to be able to help support in those difficult times, and of course the advanced MS champions, that's a hugely critical time where there's a lot of need. So I think it's all amazing work that the health professionals do. I mean, we can't say thank you enough for everything that they do, but it's not possible without amazing people. So much of that work as well has come from an incredible legacy. So it's other areas of even just imparting. It makes me tingle, just the amount that impact that you can have from something where the person that's left that can't see the impact that they've had, but their family will be able to show them how they've changed people's lives and how they've made such a difference. It's really emotional and it's really inspiring, and there's so many different ways. So it's like, even if you can't give now, there might be ways in the future that you can give. And it may be as well that you're thinking, oh, maybe not now as well, it's not a great time, but things might change during the year. And a lot of people at Christmas are so wonderfully generous, and they think, do you know what, I'm going to give a little bit of something back if I can. And it's just at any point, if it can work, some sort of support is just always valuable. As you say, every penny counts. Every penny counts. But and there's so many different ways of making an impact, and it makes you feel so good, because practice gratitude, just say thank you. I think we've gotten better at saying thank you to each other. I really try to do it myself as well, and I feel we share a lot of the messages that we get from people when they sort of thank us for information, but also like when we see fundraisers have raised a lot of money or exciting events, and we try to share it around the office and really kind of get that. You get that fuzzy feeling, don't you? I know. It's really, it warms you, and then it's lovely to pass that on. I did it this morning where someone had made a donation and they said, I just wanted to say thank you for all the support I've got from the inquiries line. So I sent that to the inquiries line team to say, like, not saying who it was or anything, but just to say, look, someone has said thank you, and I want to make sure that the people who've made that impact on that person, they're getting the thank you. So I mean, I get the warm fuzzy feeling because I'm reading it and I'm thinking, oh, that's so lovely. They're not thanking me directly, but then being able to pass it on, it makes me feel even better. It's really lovely. But so I definitely I'm reading so much about it, and I think it's fantastic.
So loads and loads of suggestions there. Share your story, raise awareness, sign up for some events. Another thing that's good for something like Miles for MS, if you are thinking of maybe getting into, say, exercise or something like that, you can actually, if you do something like that, you can keep yourself a bit motivated to actually get going, because we all know how hard it can be to start.
Getting going, but it's good for your mental health too, isn't it?
And you keep yourself accountable if you have something like a fundraising challenge, because then people relying on you. But that was, having to go out and do those miles or whatever your challenge is.
Yeah, definitely. I suppose that is quite good, isn't it? Knowing that you've the accountability is always a good thing. Yes, especially on a physical thing of like, right, I've got to get up, I've got to get going. But you get the endorphin, you get the feel good feeling of exercise and running around and everything like that and stuff. I mean, I get a feel good feeling when I see Helena running around all the time.
I do go running on Erika's street sometimes.
So I quite often see Helena running around and think, well, it's not me running, but I feel really good for Helena.
Wearing the MS Trust t-shirt. Celebrating me by drinking your cup of tea inside.
Definitely, I'm very grateful for having a cup of, sitting down enjoying a cup of tea. Yeah.
So is that what you're most grateful for at the moment?
At the moment, yes, with a young family at home, for sure, being able to get to the bottom of a cup of tea is quite nice.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's really exciting to be back here with everyone after coming back from maternity leave to see how much is going on. My colleagues always amaze me at everything that's happening, but it's really, really exciting. I feel so much energy and enthusiasm and motivation to do a good job at the momentum of everything that's happening. And then I'm getting all the fuzzies from seeing all the amazing sort of messages that come in from donations and fundraisers, and it's a fun and exciting time. I mean, it would be nice if we have a moment to pause and stop for another cup of tea, but we'll see. We might have to turn it into a party fundraiser. Yeah,
maybe what we need to do is practice a bit of mindfulness.
Actually,
mindfulness challenge.
Yes, I think we have something coming up in a staff meeting for a nice bit of mindfulness.
I think that's a good idea. Right, I guess we'll finish as we normally do on this podcast, which is to say that if you have any questions about MS, we're here for you, and the Inquiry line, as we've already mentioned. Their service is available Monday to Friday, except UK bank holidays, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And outside of those hours, you can leave a message and they'll get back to you. You can also email us on ask@mstrust.org.uk, and the service can be reached on 0800 032 3839. And you've already mentioned, but what's the best way to get in touch with the fundraising team if you'd like to talk to you guys?
Yeah, I'd say email or phone, really. It's nice to be able to actually answer the phones now, because obviously for a long time we weren't able to. But yes, there's always someone on the end of the phone or a voicemail. So you've got 01462 476 700. Sorry, I have to double check because
I'm impressed that you know it by heart, because I'm very bad at remembering.
I know the
numbers.
100 number off by heart, but that one, and then it's option 2 for the fundraising team. So if you want to click through to that, or you can always email fundraising@mstrust.org.uk, or download a fundraising pack online, and we will be in touch.
Brilliant. And you can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Instagram, and you can find this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast and Google and Amazon Music, probably in other places as well. We tend to pop up in a little bit of different place. You can also watch this on YouTube now if you want to, and get in touch, and like they always say, subscribe, like us, and spread the word about us. And I'm going to end on a gratitude. As always, I want to say a big thank you to Anne Chapman Audio for the music to this podcast, and a huge big thank you to you for coming on the podcast. I got all warm fuzzy feelings after talking to you now.
It's been lovely spending some time with you, because we haven't had much chance to see each other this month. There's so much going on. So it's been lovely for us to have a chance to catch up, even if it is just on the podcast.
It's a bit of a strange times we live in, but yes, let's come and catch up on the podcast.
It's good to do that. So thanks for having me, and thanks for letting us chat about lots of fundraising and everything that's been going on. And
excellent. See you later. Bye.